This will be the 90th episode.
90th episode today.
Oh, we need to make this one special.
Well, it is November, and I have some fun ones for us.
Shirt off.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever the hell you're listening to us. This is Drunk Discussions, and we're your hosts. I'm Paul.
And I'm Sean.
And we have a fun one scheduled for you guys. Hopefully you got to catch up on all the Halloween festivities with our last 3 podcasts. This one, we're into November. So we have some fall and November topics to go over with you today. Before we do that, though, Sean, what you drinking on, my boy?
Oh, it's something called kinky. It's turning my lips redder than a...
Redder than what?
Redder than a nun's pussy. And I'll tell you what, it's actually not too bad, but it is very, very, very sweet. Look, we're getting the gobbling season, which means we're going to be talking a lot about turkeys. We're going to be talking about some history. We're going to be talking about our favorite backstories about getting stoned and eating that turkey.
I'm
cornucopia.
I'm actually so excited for that. I'm drinking on some Colonel Taylor, some single barrel. I got a little bit left. I'm going to kill it, and then I'm going to go over to my Blood Oath Pack 9 for today. So more bourbon for me.
Fair enough. Hey, real quick, turkey or ham?
For Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Turkey. For Thanksgiving, turkey. Ham, I usually do around the fall or Yuletide, Christmassy. That's the ham. I like them both. I'll smack them at both. Either one, if they're on the table, they're going down. It is what it is. It's a fight on sight.
Would you rather what is it? It's not boiled, but like a deep
fried
turkey? Yeah.
You have to be done right, man. You got to have a good turkey that can hold the juices. And if you mess it up, it comes out dry. If you bake it anyway. So like the great thing about when you fry it is it's always going to have juice. It's whether or not you burn it with that crust. You can't burn that crust on it.
Yeah. Would you?
I'm a turkey connoisseur.
Well, I mean, if you have a turducken, we got some people in the chat saying turducken. If you have a turducken, you got to eat it.
I'm well off. I'm not that well off. I can't afford a turducken. That's just expensive. I got a champagne taste, and I'm living on a beer budget.
What was it? Turkey, duck, and chicken?
Yeah, turducken.
Yeah.
It's a turkey, or it's a chicken wrapped in a duck, and a duck wrapped in a turkey.
Or turkey with a
and deboned chicken. Usually.
Or no, a turkey with a duck with a chicken inside of it.
That's literally what I just said. A chicken wrapped around a duck.
You said deboned?
A turkey. Yeah, they're usually deboned. That's the shitty part. I know. And then sometimes you can do a stuffing layer in between each one. But then the thing is that stuffing absorbs a lot of juice. So with turducken, again, if you don't do it right, it's very dry.
Yeah, but then you're dealing with the possibility of raw chicken.
That's why you got to be a pro. Get that meat thermometer, stick it in there, and low and slow.
I guess you'd have to start early in the morning, get your chicken cooked, then get the duck cooked a little bit, fry that skin a little bit, shove it inside the fucking turkey ass, and then
fill it with butter. I don't know. Hey, there's a lot of ways to do it, but I'm good. I'm gonna stick with the traditional turkey. My mother usually does it quite well. I love it. Her stuffing's always good. We'll get into more actually. Let's before we get into Thanksgiving and the month of November and fall, let's roll that intro.
1, 2, 3.
I'm a type 2 civilization hipster.
Jesus is watching you. You're gonna all burn in hell. That's why Antarctica's off limits. It's just a bunch of penguins fucking each other, and it causes a chain reaction. People lose their fucking minds.
Trust me, man. I've seen some shit.
Nice to be in orbit.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine.
You should probably go get that checked and shove a finger in your bum. You're laughing, but it's already in there. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining Drunk Discussions podcast. You guys can find us wherever Drunk Discussions can be found, which means Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast. Paul, take it away.
So, back to Thanksgiving. I guess we'll jump into the fall and stuff. We'll do Thanksgiving in a second. We'll make a round trip to it. But first, I was going to dive into a little bit about the month of November before we get specifically into Thanksgiving. So the month of November, I try to share this as much as possible. It is Native American Heritage Month. And a lot of people forget that about the month of November. So it's something that was created many times throughout history of the U.S. So we've had Native American Heritage Week. Are you rubbing your kink?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There's usually a Native American Heritage Week, and there has been up until 1987. In 1987, Congress passed the bill And then President Ford, if I remember correctly, Ford signed into motion the Native American Heritage Month. But it's something to strive to talk about, not just alone the heritage of each tribe or nation, and this also exceeds to all. So like Samoan, Hawaiian Islander, mainland natives, everything across the board, and talk about their heritage, their sufferings, the things that they have done, and there's usually a lot of powwows. I used to love going to powwows. My dad would take me to them all the time because we got a little bit of Native American in our blood. Not worth like substantial amount by any means, just a trace, but it's still cool to go into the heritage of all of these tribes and things. And obviously, we have Thanksgiving and the idea of American Thanksgiving due to the natives. So it's always something to talk about and bring up.
So you have enough Native American in your blood to get free college, is what you're saying?
No, I don't. I'm under
Oh.
that. That's why I'm saying it's not. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
enough. It ain't
Yeah,
worth a
yeah.
lick. But it's cool to follow your heritage. Have you ever done like an ancestry or DNA testing?
Yeah, I'm like 73% Scottish. The rest is Irish and Polish. So
So like white, like the
white. Yeah.
benchmark. Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if like you put me against somebody like the opposite of me, I can't talk about that, actually.
It's like, where are you going? Cheers to you being drunk, bub.
Yeah, so cheers.
I'm a fucking mutt, man, for real. I mean, I'm like a little bit of German, a little bit of Scottish, native, a Sicilian, North African. Like, there's a bunch of shit in me, I guess, but it's still pretty cool to dive into it, and you can follow like your family's lineage and how it came out, and the tree, your little tree of life of family.
Did your family do 23andMe?
We did. My family did not. I just did this myself. None of them wanted to do it. But I did ancestry, trace back to a certain. I cut off at my like great grandfather, and then I did the 23andMe, and that helped me like break down genetically of like where I'm from on top of ancestry. It's really cool. You can link them actually, so they can link together.
So unfortunately, 23andMe has sold for a lot of fucking money all of the data to healthcare corporations.
Providers. Yep. Yep. That's a thing that you can click on too if you want it to be shared or whatever, and I didn't. So
I kind of
it probably still
a good
is.
thing. I think it's a good thing. Like it sucks that like corporations, especially like monetization type of corporations, are getting all of your healthcare data from your family lineage, and it's able to market towards you specifically for the issues that may like be prevalent to your family, and just go all the way down the family tree with it. But at the same time, like it could be very beneficial. It really could.
No, absolutely. And I mean, it's going to break it up based on your genetic makeup. So like if you see that you have a health problem running through your family versus just doing word of mouth and like the doctor following your just written medical history from what you know, they're able to break it down even a little bit further. I think it's going to be a beneficial thing to use. But we'll see. They sold it, so there's some money to be made in that data.
Do you know the origins of the Thanksgiving?
Of Thanksgiving? Yes, actually, I do.
I have to pull up.
If you want to talk about it, you can. We can talk back and forth. I kind of brought up Native American Heritage Month. I definitely think everyone should go to Senate.gov, and they have a big ass print about celebrating Native American Heritage Month, along with different areas throughout the country that you can go to that are holding either festivals or powwows and things throughout the month of November. And if you know anyone that's Native American or Pacific Islander or Native Islander, send some love their way.
So I have used and utilized ChatGPT for a little bit of this, but something that a lot of people don't know is what Christopher Columbus did, right?
Oh God, we all know that now.
So back in the early 1600s, Christopher Columbus came to the Americas. Well, while he was here, the natives kind of worshipped him for a second, right? They were like, hey, a white person, whoa, on a boat, even crazier, a large boat. And they're like, this guy is somebody that we're going to need to feed. And not only just Christopher Columbus himself, but the crew. And then the crew was like, why are we wasting all of our resources that we use to feed our families on this guy? So Christopher Columbus was like, oh, my food is going down. The stockpiles are going down. He went back over to England. And 6 months later, he came back. And when he came back, they greeted him, but they said, hey, look, we're not going to feed you any food. So Christopher Columbus, in his mind, said, hey, look, I'm going to, try to get one over on these guys. So he read the Farmer's Almanac.
Yes,
the
he
farmer's,
did.
The Farmer's Almanac essentially states, not only past, what do you call that? Where the sun covers the moon?
It's
Eclipses.
solstices and eclipses. Yeah.
Yeah. So he read that an upcoming eclipse was coming. So the sun would be eclipsed by the moon. And he went out to these tribes and he said, you need to worship me. You need to follow what I say. Otherwise, the moon is going to cover the sun. Or he's going to
I think
say,
it's the other. I think it was a lunar eclipse, and the moon would disappear, as you said, and turn red. But
either
yeah,
way.
an
So
eclipse.
he kind of did that and he said, hey, look, this is happening. And they kind of laughed at him, right? And then that night it happened, right?
Yeah.
The
He said-
moon
He
or
said
the sun was
God.
covering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said
whatever.
that
It was a
God is
red.
mad at you, and that way they'll
Yeah.
turn the blood, fill the moon full of blood. If I remember, is what the translation or something said. But yeah, they believed that he was had powers and was communicating to God, or in their minds, gods. But either way,
A blood moon.
imagine being a tribesman, and then this dude comes out and tells you that there's a blood moon, and it's because of you guys, and it's all your fault for starving us. And it happens. They would be freaking out. They'd be giving him everything they had, and that's exactly what happened.
They fed him for the next 6 months. Now, mind you, this wasn't just Christopher Columbus himself, it was his entire crew. So the islanders, or, the natives, provided food for Christopher Columbus and his crew for 6 months. Now, mind you, these are the same people that only kind of gathered what was required for their tribe to survive. Nothing more, nothing less, just exactly what they needed. So, Christopher Columbus, after that, sailed back. It's fair to say, though, I would imagine they starved. But let's talk about Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving origins are commonly traced back to 1621, the Harvest Feast. It was shared by English pilgrims of Plymouth and the Wampingo, I don't know, Paul?
Wampanoag.
Yeah, the Wapamanga people.
Wampanoag. It's whatever. Keep going.
Yeah. The Pilgrims had settled in what is known now as Massachusetts, and after a successful growing season, Governor William Bradford organized a feast to celebrate the harvest and to give thanks to the survival of the colony. The Wapanago.
Just say Wapanga. Sure, that'll work. Whatever you want.
The Panga. The Panga, which is off of Family Man.
Wapananga, but it's fine.
Yeah. The Pango.
That's how
who
you
helped
say
the
it.
Colony survive the first winter by teaching them about local foods and agriculture, were invited as honored guests. For many years, though, Thanksgiving was celebrated at different times in different ways across the United States. It wasn't until during Civil War in 1863 that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national holiday of Thanksgiving, and the praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens, to be celebrated on the last Thursday in November. This was largely influenced by the efforts of Sarah Josephia Hall, a prominent magazine editor and author who campaigned for a national Thanksgiving holiday for many years. The date of Thanksgiving was not fixed until 1941, when Congress passed a law making the fourth Thursday in November the official date for the national holiday. In Canada, it's a little bit different, but it's Canada. We're not going to talk about that. We're Americans. Yeehaw.
But the Canadians do celebrate as well, and I've heard that a lot of Central Americans actually celebrate as well to an extent. But it's just to be happy for the harvest that we've had and the good things that we had of this year. So of 2023, we're thanking things that we're grateful for this year, and that's kind of what it's turned into. Gather around with your family, your closest friends, drink, watch football, and be happy and thankful for the things that you have had this year. So definitely do that, and if you don't know someone, spread the word and talk around. Maybe host one yourself, and because there's always people that would need a place to go for the holidays.
Let's talk about childhood stories.
Oh God, are we just jumping into that, huh?
Yeah, fuck it. I mean,
All right. Well, I want to hear yours. You said you had a good Thanksgiving story.
I think it would be based off of perspective, right? I am trashed. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I'm trashed.
Then. Woo, that one burnt.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So I'm Irish and Scottish and stuff, but I have a grandmother who I call Nanny. So my nanny, back in the day, 20 years ago, was supposed to die within the next year or so, right? Mind you, she's still alive to this day. Bless her heart.
Impressive, actually.
Yeah, well, she's had like 3 or 4 open heart surgeries. She's had brain surgeries. She's all around just a persistent motherfucker, and I love
I
her
was gonna
for
say,
that.
is she a nice lady or is she like? Because they always say the good die young.
So with her brain surgery, she's kind of had a few operations where her brain, essentially, she loves the word cunt, and fuck and bitch. So she just uses them willy nilly. She's like, yeah, so I want that cunt. She
It runs in the family
inspected
apparently
my
because you love
brain.
that word too.
She was like, she inspected my brain. That bitch loved it. It's not really like that, but she does use cunt
More?
a lot more. Yeah. When she's
Do you think
talking
that's
about her
stuck in her head
doctor,
because it was like a favorite word of hers or something, and now it's like it's a filler word?
I think it's just a filler word. I wouldn't say it's like, I don't know. Like, she uses it just
About every time you can.
whimsically, you know. And mind you, I was raised by this woman, so like cunt is in my vocabulary, and we've talked about it on the podcast before. I don't ever mean it negatively. It's more or less just like a form of saying "What's up, mate?" You know, "What's up, cunt?" Um,
I mean,
this
she's
is
from Ireland, isn't she?
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, that's like their thing over there. They all use it, and they look at us Americans, and when they say it, and we get all like,
Yeah, we
they're
get
like, "Calm
offended.
down." It's like that's their
Calm,
their fuck. I feel like America's used the word fuck
calm
more
down, you
than
cunt.
cunt. Yeah,
Yeah, calm down, you cunt. But anyways, so Thanksgiving, and this is something that I haven't experienced for a while, and I've been thinking about it. You know, the older she gets, and I've put a lot of thought into this because this is like, yeah, I've got a good mother and all, but my nan's the one that raised me. Um, you know, every Thanksgiving she'd fucking burn the biscuits.
not the biscuits.
Yeah, so she put the honey buns in the little toaster oven there, and she burnt it every single year. And when I say every single year, I'm talking 15 years in a row that we've had Thanksgiving at this woman's house. She's burnt the biscuits. It was tradition. Like if they didn't get burnt, you're
So it's not
cursed.
even just like a one-off. It's just the same thing. It's a burnt biscuit.
It's a
Because like
burnt.
my
It's a
grandma had some
tradition.
one-offs, like one-offs through the years. Like my favorite thing ever that we always laughed about is she made pumpkin pie. She was a great baker. Pies, apple pies, pumpkin pies, you name it, she's made it. And she made pumpkin pie one year and forgot to add the sugar,
Mm.
and it was like mostly it tasted like ginger pie. Yeah, it was just ginger cinnamon pie. And I was like, "Ugh." It was rough to put down. I took one bite and I was like,
That
I'm
doesn't sound
good.
good. That doesn't
She
sound
ate
good.
it and she was furious at herself.
So my cousins and I, we're known for our whipped cream when it comes to the pumpkin pie. So we've never had like a home cooked pumpkin pie. I think I'm one of the few people in our
you're
family that's actually made a pumpkin pie by scratch.
you're that guy that takes the one slice of pie and absolutely covers it in whipped cream. Right?
The pie doesn't exist afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got so we did multiples. So we
Would
had
you
the
like some
dollop.
pie with your whipped cream, sir?
Yeah, we had the dollop of what was it whip?
You just said dollop. You think you got sour cream on that bitch? Some dollop of
Uh,
daisy?
no. We had like a dollop of cream, like the whipped
Cool
cream,
Whip.
and then we also had the Cool Whip. Which oh no, the Cool Whip was the dollop, and then we had the canned whipped cream.
I think Cool Whip makes both of them now.
Yeah, fair enough. Fuck you, Cool Whip. So have you
Cool
ever
Whip.
done a whip it?
Absolutely, Bob. I was in the army. What are you talking about? We've done worse than that.
Those are pretty fun.
Now try doing one where you can do the air and then swim underwater.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you get all fucking dizzy and you got to make sure someone's watching you because if you pass out, you gotta have someone ready to do some CPR real quick.
Guess what I'm doing for Christmas?
Jumping in a pool with Cool Whip.
I'm coming up to you.
Yeah, bro, that's just closed. What do you mean? I'm putting the ice bath. You're jumping in the ice bath with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna casually go from 80 degrees Fahrenheit down to your fucking ice bath.
You might as well. I'm telling you, I swear by ice baths, they really do work. You should try it with how much you lift. You might be surprised. And it does boost your metabolism. So that little excess fat that you're probably trying to get, gone.
Guess what?
What?
Number 6, bitch.
Are you? You're number 6?
Yeah.
Top, you're number 6% of all creators.
So yeah, 6%. Not number 6 out of everyone, but 6%
I was
of
gonna say
all
number
creators
6.
on
You're
OnlyFans.
gonna be like not in the top 10. You're gonna be in the 1%.
I did break it to my parents.
Oh no! How did that go? Mom, are you watching?
No, she's not watching. So I called my mom up and I was like, "Hey, mom, you know, how's the family doing? You know, I really don't talk to anyone other than my mom. You know, I have 4 other siblings, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I called my mom up and she was like, "Oh, you know, your sister broke her foot." I was like, "Oh yeah, when that happened?" And she was like, "Yesterday." I was like, "Oh, cool." And she
You
was like,
you you and your family and feet, bro. You guys
"Yeah,
all
no,
mess up your feet, I swear.
it's okay. It's normal. It's kind of if it doesn't happen, you're not part of the family." And she was like, "Yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. Oh, I might have cancer, you know." And she gets into it, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, 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 cool. You know, this sucks. Oh, cool,
Fill
cool,
me
cool."
in with the details.
And she was like, "What you been up to?" I'm like, "Oh, I have an OnlyFans now." And she was like, "Oh yeah." It's like, I was like, "Oh, oh." She was like,
Was it
"Yeah,
like, oh yeah, or oh yeah?
yeah." It was a oh
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, there was a pause
It
there.
was a disappointed oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
It wasn't like a. It was
Oh,
a.
yeah.
It was a oh yeah. And I was like, yeah. I was like, in the past 2 weeks, I made, I made it to the top 6% of all creators. And she was like, that's cool. I was like, yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, I never thought I'd have to do this. And she was like, what? Be a little fucking slut? I was like,
That sounds like your mother. Oh, that sounds like me. That's what I said to you too.
I
Hey,
was
I'm
like,
supportive, but I still call him my little slut.
I was like, I was like, yeah, actually, no, I definitely knew that was coming. I didn't think it would be on OnlyFans. And I laughed a little bit. And she was seriously like, huh. I was like,
Oh no, did you
out
make
of
mama
all people,
mad?
out of all people.
The most understanding woman too at most things.
She's accepted it. She's like, oh, I told her, I was like, look, you don't understand. I was
You
like,
tell her how much you made so far? That probably
no,
made her go shut up real quick.
no, I didn't say anything. I'm not gonna brag about that, but I'm gonna be
Fair.
like, I got a percentage, like
Okay.
I'm top 6. Like
I'm verified, woman.
I was like, mom, listen. I was like, there is 338 million people that use OnlyFans. I was like, 2.1 million are creators. I am in the 6 percentile of those 2.1 million creators, which means I'm in the top 100,000 on creators. I was like, that may not sound like much. I was like, but your son has an ass.
Yeah.
That brings 6%. I was like, hey.
Yeah,
I was
shake
like,
what your mama gave you, brother.
exactly. I was like, Mom, who gave me that ass? Who gave me that ass? And she was like, I did. I was like, that's right.
That's
You
right.
did.
And she
And
went
she was
home.
like,
She went,
she was
turned
like,
off the phone. She went to your father, and she's like, "You'll never believe what your son just did."
I don't think, my dad, I think is probably a little bit more accepting than my mom. My mom is very Christian.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
No, my dad could give a fuck less about God. He's like, that guy? Fuck him. He doesn't exist. He's a black sheep.
Like me, I feel that black sheep of the family, bro. Like my cousins literally hit me up. They're like, "I love the stuff you post, but it's so off the wall." I'm like, "Well, I mean, have you met me? Have you met me?"
I was gonna say, yeah.
So for my family, right?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of been in
Thanksgiving.
the middle. In the middle. So it's like some years we've done straight at like Italian Thanksgiving, where it's just like Italian dishes, and that's all it is. Is like,
No
you'll
turkey?
have pasta fazool, lasagna, fucking, all kinds of shit, prosciutto. You got all the cheeses out and ready, and we've done that before when my father was around and alive, and we've done more traditional lately. And my mom does pretty damn good turkey and stuff, and I give her that.
Your mom
I
does
am gonna
do
say
a good
something though,
turkey.
and this is gonna be controversial and split our listeners immediately.
Oh fuck.
Are you a cranberry, like original cranberry guy, or are you a cranberry gelatin can guy?
Oh yeah. No, that immediately split our followers. I am a can guy.
Can guy. Oh, I knew I loved you. You're my best friend for a reason.
So my mom, though, I will say this: my mom makes a vodka soak sugar cranberry, which are
Awesome.
fucking get you shit off the wall hammered. And I love my mother for that. But gelatin cranberry,
Bomb.
the
It just
bomb.
hits different. It hits different.
It's
I
different.
know it's not good for me. I don't care.
No, especially this year, they've added red 40 to it.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah, they have.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah,
I'm still
Team
gonna eat
Can.
it.
Team Can in the chats. Team Can. Look, canned cranberry. Look, when it comes out, it makes a little farty noise
Oh, enjoy.
as you plop it out onto
Yeah,
the.
slice that
Your
thing up.
China.
So
Yeah.
do you do I've seen it different ways, and this might split people too. I've seen it where it's just the cranberry, like just slit up. Some people will put it over the stuffing, and I have seen people put it with it hurts to say, and I tried it, and you're gonna judge me when I liked it, but cottage cheese.
I've done the cottage cheese method. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's like pineapple and cottage cheese. You have the citrus fruitiness with the cottage. It's kind of good. I like it.
So we'll kind of like as my grandmother gets older, I keep going year by year. I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be the year, you know. And
Right.
I love this woman. She is my favorite person to exist. And when it comes to canned cranberry on her burnt biscuits, as a special
Special place in your heart.
in my heart. And
Yeah.
and going forward, like with my daughter, I'm like, I kind of want to, because we have the Christmas crackers, because you know there's a little bit of English in us. So we have the Christmas crackers as a tradition, which I've shared with you. You've
It's a
never
fun time.
experienced before, yeah. And you know, I kind of want to carry on the tradition of just the burnt, you know, buns with the
Now, is it like
cranberry
the whole
sauce.
thing's burnt or just the bottoms?
She took the honey rolls right out of the fucking package, put them in the toaster oven, and just managed to burn them every single year on accident. And yeah, it's
You gotta time it where it's just right, and you're like, "Yep, that tastes just like grandma's buns,
yeah.
just
Oh,
like grandma's buns."
don't say it like that, but no, like no,
No,
it
it's the only
was
reason I
it's
say that
tradition, dude. You know,
is my great grandmother. She had she made her own bun, like bread bun recipe, and my mom saved it. We called her Nana, and it's saved in the cookbook as Nana's buns. And I'd always laugh. I'm like, oh. And the worst part is my mom tried to make it one year, and she used yeast, bad yeast. Bro, it was like hockey pucks. No one could eat them. The birds didn't eat them. We set them outside. They were there for like 3 weeks.
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah,
Oh, it was rough. But I'd say my favorite Thanksgiving memory. It was right around the 2008 election, and I'm a pot stirrer. I'm that cousin that jumps in the room, you know, digging in the food, gets his whole plate, and like looks at everybody and goes like, "So how about John McCain and Obama? Who do you think's gonna win?" And then just
God
walk
damn
out the
it.
room. Just walk out the room, and you could just hear it erupt. Just like throwing a grenade in there and just walking away, strolling. That's me, you know, strutting away with my food. And I used to do that shit all the time. I would just say something religious or political, the things you're not supposed to, and then just walk away and just listen. It's great. It's a fun time. So this Thanksgiving, I want all of you to do the same. I want all of you to do it. Continue that Thanksgiving tradition of being a pot stirrer.
So so my entire family, give you like a little perspective, is like my dad's side. I don't really have Thanksgiving with my mom's side. They're all kind of. I'll be honest. If you're listening, I fucking hate most of you.
No, he doesn't. You just irritate him a little bit.
Don't listen to Paul. Look, I couldn't choose you. I want you to know, like,
He chose me.
I chose Paul. Yeah.
I
Anyways,
chose. That's a backhanded compliment as it is.
no. I'll say this. Like, listen, right here. You see these eyes? I'm not fucking kidding when I say this. There's a reason why I don't celebrate Thanksgiving with you. Anyways, so my dad's side of the family, we have a teacher, an engineer, a computer engineer, and then me, right? Which I'm kind of the disappointment. Oh no, I say that.
You're definitely the disappointment.
We have a environmental biologist, and then a chemical engineer, and then me, who's a computer engineer of sorts.
You're on computer engineer, sure.
Of sorts. Anyways,
you're an accountant.
It's really easy to say this, but none of them really supported Donald Trump. Okay, you know, we have that side of the family. So I hop in there. I'm like, oh, Donald Trump, 2024. What do you guys think? And then I walked out with my other cousin. I was like, do you want to smoke a joint? And they're like, well, I don't know. Like we get drug tested every now and then. I was like, when's the last time you've been drug tested? And he was like, well, I haven't, but the last guy got drug tested 3 years ago. And I looked at him. I said, I have a joint right now. Do you want to quit being a little bitch? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, go. So we smoked a joint together. We went in, and that was probably the best bonding experience I ever had. When I looked over at him, this motherfucker was cheesing over these burnt biscuits. He's like, this shit is so good.
But just dipping it in the gravy. Oh god, the
going a
gravy.
ham on it.
I'd
And,
slurp that gravy up instantaneously. I love it. And
I
it's funny that
lo-
you say that
I
because
love
like
him
my
for that.
brother, which you know my brother, you all have if you listen to Dr. Dave on the
Dr.
podcast.
Dave, man.
Dr. Dave, he's a professional at what he does, I swear. But we go out every time and smoke before we come back in, and it enhances the experience tenfold. I love it because again, you get to experience amazing food, scarf that thing down, throw that grenade into your family, and then walk away and get to just laugh the whole time. It's great. There's nothing better.
I'll be honest. When I'm up there, so I'm coming up there the weekend of Christmas. I want to come up there and have a Christmas dinner with you guys.
Bet we'll get
Where
that going.
Not only do we smoke, your mom gets to be a babysitter with baby Delaney.
She'll love it.
She'll love that. But
She'll love it.
You, I, David, and Lauren. Lauren needs to go out and shoot.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. We'll do that for
She needs to feel
and put that on the books, but that's a day thing. So we're gonna have to plan it so that we eat about like when my mom does, Yule or Christmas dinner, it's usually about like 2 to 3 o'clock is when we eat. And that ham is ready to go. Like you can spank it and watch the juices come out. Oh, I love it.
I'm coming already.
I know. It's great. It's a 10 out of 10 experience.
Are you salivating? Yeah. I'm salivating.
I'm salivating. Yeah.
Nice.
Thinking about that. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. So back to Thanksgiving. Back to Thanksgiving. Any controversial opinions you have on the food of Thanksgiving, sir?
No.
Yeah, you have none? You don't think you're not one of the guys that think stuffing's overrated?
I actually really enjoy stuffing. I think stuffing's phenomenal. Here's my controversial take. I think instant mashed potatoes are better than real mashed potatoes. And I know you guys like chunks. You chunky motherfuckers.
No, you just gotta blend it right. Add the right amount of milk and shit. What do you mean?
In the beginning, I used to be a real potato guy, but instant mashed potatoes, I like.
Processed.
No, they're real. Like they're they're dehydrated potato flakes. I like them.
Okay.
It goes down.
Have you tried? So if you're gonna do that, you might as well spend like the 38 cents more and just get the Bob Evans mashed potatoes. They're already ready to go.
What's funny is Bob Evans mashed potatoes are actually real potatoes, and if you go into Bob Evans, they use instant. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, so you actually have like chunks of potatoes in Bob Evans frozen potatoes.
Hey, you know what? I like it. You guys don't have Bob Evans down there, do you?
No, we got one right down the road.
Oh, that's what's up.
Wait,
I didn't know if that was a.
Are you coming down in February?
That's the goal. I'm gonna try. It's either you or Idaho.
You know what you could do?
Hard decision.
You can come down here for Thanksgiving because Gade will be down here.
And miss out on my turkey here? Are you high?
I mean, you and I can get really fucking high and make a turkey here.
That's not going to happen. We're going to get too high and forget to do the turkey.
No, I'll do the turkey. I like food.
Yeah, but I ain't going to trust you with that turkey. You're going to make that shit like dry as hell and have no seasoning. You're too white for that shit.
Every single time I've made a turkey, it's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. I don't know if I have that in the cards to do it.
There's been multiple
2 weeks.
No, listen to me. There's multiple black people that have eaten my turkey and be like, yeah, no, you're invited to the cookout. And when I say multiple, there's Jay, Marshall, and Adam.
So the 3 friends in our group.
3 black people. They're like, yeah, you're here.
The 3 family members. That doesn't count. I don't think that counts.
All right. Well,
chat, do you think that counts?
We could just get trashed.
In a bar? Oh, Gade. So is he going to be there for Thanksgiving with you then? I know he's coming up towards Christmas to me.
Oh, yeah. He's coming down here for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get him.
That'll be fun.
He's not going to be able to walk or think.
What does that mean?
It means he's a little Asian boy that I'm going to abuse.
He's getting so excited right now.
Yeah. He's like, I'm getting drunk with Sean.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm very excited.
But I don't know. So I guess my thing here, right, on controversial of foods, and I'm going to throw this out there. There is a right way and a wrong way to do sweet potatoes.
Oh, tell me.
Personally, I'm a Midwesterner, so I know a lot of people out there are going to hate.
You're going to say casserole.
Yes, the casserole is the best
Ah.
way. I don't care what you say. I'm sorry
with
to
the
hurt your
with the
feelings.
marshmallows on top.
Yeah, well, that's give or take. You could scrape them off if you don't want them. I like them with it, with a little bit of honey. It's the
You like the
bomb.
pecans too, huh?
No, I do. I like all of that, but like
So do
the
I.
regular just chunked
That's called
yams.
candy yams, though. When
Yeah,
you
the
have the
chunked yams.
marshmallows and the pecans, that's candied yams.
Oh, the just chunked yams just ain't. They don't hit right, bro.
Actually, the older I get, I'm kind of with you because I do like the texture of
Right.
the candied yam. I like having the crunchy pecan with the soft sweet potatoes, with the butter, with the sugar, with the sweetness,
Marshmallow.
and the
Ugh.
crust of the marshmallow makes my bowels. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do. That's what I'm saying. Like some people are all about tradition, and I get that. There is no hate on your taste palates. Like I like yams, I like sweet potatoes. I just personally think the casserole is better.
here's
Just
what I'm
like,
gonna say.
I'm gonna say one last thing.
Yeah.
The green bean casserole. It's better than just regular green beans. I
You're
said what I said.
You're fucking wrong, Paul.
No,
I
I'm
hate
not.
you. Go
I'm not
die.
wrong. That
Yeah,
is a staple. If you
here's
can
why
do it
you're
right,
wrong.
it is a staple of Thanksgiving.
Here's why you're wrong, and I'm going to explain it to everyone real quick. Look, if your Thanksgiving isn't better as leftovers the next day or two, you're doing it wrong. If you have a sweet potato casserole, that's one casserole. That's all you're allotted. One
Bullshit.
casserole.
No.
You can't do a stuffing casserole. You can't do a green bean casserole. You got to
you
do
kidding me?
one or the other. And here's what.
Bro, I
No.
easily do 3 every
Shut
year.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're wrong. Shut
Cheers.
the fuck up.
Cheers. Fuck you.
Cheers. Fuck you.
Casseroles are a staple.
Jim, you're wrong. I love you. You're wrong.
Paul is right. Thank you.
Here's why. Thanksgiving leftovers, your Thanksgiving meal is meant to be able to be put between a biscuit or a roll. If you can't do that, you've gone overboard.
You make a sandwich. You make a sandwich.
Correct. But you can't do a potato casserole or sweet potato casserole and a green bean casserole and turkey or ham.
You're lying.
Cranberry sauce. You can't do
You're
that
lying.
all in a sandwich.
Yes, I can. Watch me. Watch me do it. It's, you know what, I want to know why I say you can. I have done this and listened to this glorious, beautiful masterpiece that me and my brother made. Yes, we're way high. It doesn't matter. We took our bread, right? Our croissants, flattened them, laid on the mashed potatoes.
Croissants?
Laid on the turkey, laid on the cranberries, laid on the green bean casserole, laid on the sweet potato casserole, and then last but not least, topped it with the potato and cheese casserole. Put it between another bun, squished it, put it in egg batter, breadcrumbs, fried it, bro. That thing was like a Monte Cristo. It was glorious.
This
Glorious.
Said, hey, I'm gonna add 3 casseroles to this bitch and deep fry it. You are a motherfucking cracker.
I'm a motherfucking American. We deep fry everything, bitch.
No. You're a motherfucking cracker. Like Native Americans would look at you and be like, disappointed. Disappointed. You're like, no, that's wrong. You can have one casserole.
Your accent for that is hilarious.
You're limited to one motherfucking casserole.
You are not Sitting Bull. You are Shitting Bull.
Disappointed. You're 3 casseroles, motherfucker. Like, no, you can't do that.
I'm telling you, you have to. No, it's a staple, and you have to do the green bean casserole right. I don't care what you say. You got to have on the fucking onion, fucking top, like the onion crusts.
So we got a mutual story that you and I can both share when it comes.
Oh wait, our Thanksgiving.
Our Thanksgiving.
Oh god, the awkwardness of your family with our families. It was great. It was so great.
Fucking when my dad winked at my mom. Oh, wait, no, John Grace's parents.
Oh yeah, we were playing Never Have I Ever, or no, it was the black game, Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, at the end. Oh, but all during that, I remember your sister talking about being a cat, and like John's mom and dad just like looking at us like, what? Us rich pompous pal people, what are we doing out here? Who are these Cardington people that we're talking to?
Yeah, so you have 3 families. You have Paul and his family, which are
Dirty Delaware.
Dirty Delaware. You have Morrow County, which is bottom of the fucking barrel cracker motherfuckers, which is my family. Like you think of white trash?
Boonies.
That's us.
Yeah.
And then you
One
have
stop sign road.
And then you have John, who's like highfalutin name motherfuckers, lawyers, doctors, dentists,
oil money.
dentists are pussies type of level. Okay. And you put all three of us in a room. We make a bomb ass motherfucking Thanksgiving dinner. We do.
Dude, we went all out. We did. We went the
All
tables
out.
were filled. We had 3 tables.
We
Three
had
of the pop-up tables filled.
we had
the
turkey,
spread.
we had ham, we had stuffing, we had mashed potatoes, instant
Hey, I do want to say, if you
and
remember correctly,
actual potatoes.
how many casseroles were there? I did
3.
all of them. 3. Eat me.
We had a green bean casserole. We had a stuffing
potato.
casserole and a cheesy potato casserole.
No, we had a sweet potato casserole too.
So we had 4. Yeah, we had 4 casseroles. We had the entire spreadings. We had it all.
We went all out because I mean it's three grown men in a very large 5-bedroom house.
Yeah, my white trash is coming out. So we eat all this food and then we start smoking and drinking like we do, right? Paul and I, we
Hammered.
smoked. We smoked and we drink. That's what we do.
We were
John-
too twisted.
John at the time was the CO. All he could do was get pissed drunk. He wasn't allowed to smoke with us. So Paul and I go out in the Four Seasons room. We smoke a blunt to the face, and we come back in. We demolish that, dude. I'm thinking about that food and I'm salivating. It was phenomenal. And then afterwards, we're all drunk. Everyone at the table's drunk. Even John's little sister, brother, whatever the fuck that was drunk. And we're like, all right, let's play Cards Against Humanity. So we pull out this giant black deck of cards. We bought the extended editions and everything. And we're like, let's have some fun with this. So we're playing it, and there's, in the beginning, it's kind of lighthearted, little ha-has, hee-hees type of white,
Takes a turn. Takes an immediate turn.
Takes a turn. And one of the cards was, what's the most embarrassing thing you can walk into your parents doing? And, we're reading the cards, and one's like, watching your dad pile drive your mom. And, I get a laugh out of that. And then the next one's like watching your dad. Yeah. Pounding your mom into anal or some shit. And then the last card was watching your dad pee into your mom's mouth and winking. Right. And I was like, oh, that was funny as hell. And I picked that card. My dad looks at me, winks, and then kisses my mom with a French style I've never seen before. And I'm like, and I'm like, there's no way. And he pulls up his card, and both of my mom and him start laughing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the faces on this poor pal lady's face was, I'm never gonna forget it. But it was a good time. It was a fantastic time.
Was it promptly like 3 or 4 months later, John moves out?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It is what it is. But I mean, there was 3 of us in a 5-bedroom house, 4-car garage. Like crazy shit was about to happen. What did you expect? Like we had a mud room, a laundry room, and then a Four Seasons room attached to the home. Like it was way too big for just 3 dudes to be living in. I honestly missed that house.
Room was perfect for smoking and painting.
And then we had the overhang porches outside on the attached garage. Like it was the cat's meow of a fucking house. And I wish we still lived there.
Lorna and I were thinking about selling our house and buying that house.
Good luck. It's rented. It's gonna always probably be rented by Howard and Hannah. You'd have to offer them a pretty fucking penny to buy that bad boy.
I mean, I think it's worth it for the.
It is so worth it. I would never leave your house. I'd be like, I'm moving into the spare room.
The problem with the house is it's like the basements is just boulders.
It was a very old house, but it was built onto. That's why, like the house, the main house structure they kept adding to it and expanding it.
Yeah, it's an 1800s house. Like it's a very awkward design.
So for Thanksgiving, you're having Gade over, and you guys are doing anything special you're gonna do for Gade while you're there? Because he's never actually. Gade, you're in the chat. Have you experienced a true like Thanksgiving before? Like an American style Thanksgiving, or like with your family, or what up? Let's see what you got to say.
I think I'm gonna get Gade laid. That's kind of my goal.
You're gonna get him laid. No, okay, yeah, you got to go all out on Thanksgiving. That night when you're done eating, take him out to the Fort Myers bars and be like, find a chica, teach him the ways. Do what our manager did to us.
Yeah, Gade, we're gonna find a babysitter, and then you, my wife, and I, we're gonna go out and get trashed.
But we're one to another. Gade, his wife is a great wingman. She really is.
If you want that.
Yeah, is a great wingman.
Yeah. But no, we've got I'm excited to actually have a Thanksgiving this year. Last year we didn't get to because of this thing called a hurricane. So I'm excited.
Was that during Thanksgiving time last year?
This is October 28th.
No, that was before. Well, a lot of things were messed up, but I think you guys still did a Thanksgiving, if I remember, with some friends and family, like your neighbors or some shit, or friends. No, it was
No, wait.
yeah, it was your
Maybe it
friends.
was November 28th. I don't remember.
It
No,
was
it was
after.
at my friend's house. Yeah, we didn't have it at my house. So I'm excited to
Yeah,
entertain people this year. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So we'll entertain you for Christmas. I wish I could be down there for Thanksgiving. That's too short notice for me, bud.
I mean, you're coming down what in January, February?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a week off PTO. You and I are gonna
We're going
run this down.
ham.
Yeah,
I wish we could just send it and go down to fucking like Key West.
we can.
Ooh, I'd be like, yo, I'm bringing my scuba dive gear then.
I got that butthole money. You know.
That's fair. You my
Actually,
sugar daddy? You gonna be my sugar daddy for a week, bro?
I don't have the butthole money.
Hey.
You know how Two-Turd Tony says I got that dick money?
Yeah,
I have that ass money.
we got to work on that. He's in the top 1%. He's like a top one. It's like 0.1%,
Yeah, dude's making 10 to 50 grand a month.
which is absurd. Just from that, not even including TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the shit he does.
TikTok used to be pretty good. Like I was making, 3-4 grand a month from that, and then it dropped down to like $200-$300 a month.
Really?
Yeah, it dropped real.
That's
fucking
very
quick.
surprising, actually.
Not really. I mean, so they have a creator fund that's just like kind of dedicated to those that are creating stuff, and it may be because I took like I really didn't post there for a minute. Like I posted, but nothing that I knew would go viral. But
You got to work on that. You got to step out and do something for Thanksgiving. Dress your daughter up as like a fucking what are those called?
Oh, my
they're not
daughter's
a
not being
gourd.
put on the internet.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I was gonna say the fucking what are those called? The cornucopia. Gotta have a Are you a cornucopia family? You gonna have a cornucopia as your center display?
Probably not. No, we're gonna have pumpkins.
Yeah, but like, gotta try a cornucopia, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you even know what that is? Do you remember the cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom?
It's actually not a thing. That's a Mandela effect.
It happened. We're in a fucking alternate reality. Don't lie to me.
People in the chat, you remember the cornucopia?
Yeah, let's see that. We've talked Mandela effect before, but we're just quick. I only bring up cornucopia because it's a staple for Thanksgiving, the fall. I actually drew one at work on a whiteboard, so everyone's gonna walk in tomorrow and see a big ass cornucopia on the whiteboard. It took me a little bit, so I didn't do it.
I do have
during
somebody
work
that
time.
asked. So they were specific with the underwear order. I had a guy. I'm just gonna name him K. So K asked for a Fruit of the Loom white boxers, worn 3 days in a row, and he's buying those.
I can smell that now, and it really burns my eyes.
I can tell you this right now. I'm on day 3 right now, and I can smell it through.
No, you're not wearing them right now. Don't fucking lie to me. Stand up. Let's see it. Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now.
No shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have a fucking texture on them, but yeah, I'm wearing them.
Bro, and they're white too. Those are about to be mud stained like a motherfucker.
Hey.
You can have a
They
race
is.
day in that bitch.
They is.
They're a little stanky. They're gonna be able to stand those things up in the corner and they'll walk away.
Yeah, no. I put them in timeout before I go to bed.
Yeah, they keep barking at me for some reason.
Ruff,
Yeah, it's like the evil Patty in SpongeBob. He's got a little cage for it.
It's not a clean bark. It's not like a Doberman bark. It's a fucking what do you call that?
Chihuahua.
Not even a Chihuahua. The pugs. It's a pug bark.
Oh, that's a deep throaty pug. That's a throaty bark. Oh
yeah,
no,
it's one of them.
That poor bastard.
But
all right, so any more Thanksgiving stuff, or do we want to move on?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's move on.
All right. Let's move on. Biggest thing. So, the question here now is, on Thanksgiving, your family, they're not football or oriented, are they? Did you guys ever watch football games?
No, we didn't have football. The only time we ever watched sports as a family was for a family reunion, and it was it was like soccer, so we watched a World Cup type of deal.
So during Thanksgiving, there's always there was for a while the Redskins and the Cowboys, Detroit, and another team I forget, but they always would play. So you'd have like Cowboys versus Indians, and it was kind of kind of a thing, like a staple to watch. And now obviously they were the Washington football team, and now they're the Washington Commanders.
Right.
And we've talked before on the backside that the Native American group has come out, and they've been trying to get them to change it back to Redskins because of the representation, who drew it, and who the signature and insignia and logo was based off of. What would you say? Do you think that's racist to have a Cowboys Indians on Thanksgiving football mashup?
I mean, if I was a basic white bitch, I'd say yeah, it's racist as fuck. But I'm not, like, especially if the Indians come on top. Do they ever come on top?
I mean, it's happened in the past where the Washington has won. Yes, you never really know with Dallas. It's a fucking shit shoot. Fucking throw a dart and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's racist. I think it can definitely perceive as that, but at the same time, it's been 200 and
I think it's
50 years.
cool. I think it's kind of a cool. I kind of liked the logo, who was based after, who drew it. And I mean, there's a lot. That's what's kind of cool about the NFL. There's a lot of teams that are oriented with Native American, like the Seahawks. The Seahawks logo is actually designed by a Native American, Pacific Native American artist, and that's how we got the logo of the Seahawk on their helmet. You had the Redskins, which was based off of, I forget the name of the chief, and I feel bad. I used to know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But either way, it's drawn off of a logo and a picture of him. Then you had, like, you go to MLB baseball. You had the Indians, right? And Chief Woohoo was drawn by the first ever Native American baseball player, and he played for the Cleveland Spiders at the time, and they started calling them the Cleveland Indians because he played for them, and
Right.
that stuck. They loved it. So I mean, there's some cool history, and I feel like a lot of Native American voices aren't getting heard. They're hearing white, like you said, white politicians, white mom people saying that it's racist, and in reality, it's kind of holding some heritage there. It's getting people to realize, like,
I think it would be really cool if, like, during, either kickoff or halftime, they'd bring out a brief history lesson of, the name behind it, or if they even brought in, like, a current chief of that tribe to talk on it. I think that would be really cool to have that involved, but
I
at
think
the
they
same
should
time,
more.
I don't
They
think
should.
I don't think it is, because at the same time you're like, oh, what's the history behind this team, and you research into it,
Right.
and you're
But
like, oh,
yes, but especially
white people are
during
fucked up,
Native American Heritage Month, to have more and more famous artists, famous musicians, famous Native American actors, anything that goes on into the category, to have them come out and talk. Because I mean, have you ever been to a reservation, Connor? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, I've gone there to not only play, gambling, but also to buy fireworks in Washington, outside
Right.
of Redmond, Washington. Yeah,
And in
we
all
visited
honesty,
a
what does it
preserve.
look like if off on the reservation? If you're not near the casino, what does it look like?
It's a bunch of white dudes that aren't white, that are tan, with slick black hair, with boat, like the what do you call them, little tie things?
The boat? Oh, you're talking about the not a bolo
Yeah,
tie.
they have, like, the bolo tie on. That's what's walking around, and
Right.
those are the people that own the place.
Now there are some excuse me, well-maintained reservations, and then a majority are not. Because they are considered like their own sovereign land or nation. So you have different, like you have Cherokee Nation, Iroquois Nation. You have different nations or tribes that run them, and the extent of the federal law is in question on a lot of things, what they can and can't do. And if they are into question with federal law, then everyone from the tribes member have to be notified, and then they have to go to the council. So not a lot of stuff gets done for these reservations, like clean water, recycling, trash depots, anything like that. It's a little difficult. So giving awareness to some of the conditions, schools is the biggest one. Education on some of these reservations are extremely poor, and people just don't want to teach there. And we need to change that, because, like, these are the natives that were here. We have a lot of us who they have them in our blood, and we've bred with them, their family. So, like, let's spread the heritage and the awareness of it. I mean, if you have a chance to go to a powwow, do it. You can't dance unless you are native or have native in your family, or unless you're a veteran on most cases. But it's still interesting to go to, hear the music, the drumming, all the colors. I mean, I am colorblind, but I still enjoy it.
Do you participate in the ayahuasca?
Oh, dude, if I had a chance, I wouldn't. Instant. I've never, but I have so wanted to.
So I do know of a local tribe here in Florida that do ayahuasca. Maybe we can do that in February.
That would be nuts.
Well,
That'd be
imagine,
nuts.
imagine
Oh, I'd
that.
love it. Or like peyote. Oh, be cool
Oh.
as shit. I would so try it. I would. I
Uh,
would. Get to
so
see
would
what
I.
the natives did for their spiritual walks, or their and see what they did to meet Mother Earth.
Well, thank you so much for everyone that's listening to Drunk Discussions podcast. This is going to be the first episode of November. So you can find us wherever podcasts can be found. You can check out our merch over at Twitch. .tv/drunk discussions. And if you want to go ahead and email us in something you want us to talk about, you can either chat with us live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/drunk discussions, or you can email us at drunkdiscussion.crew@gmail.com. We'd love to get in touch with you. But with all that being said,
Hold on.
oh,
With all that being said, but not yet. Another thing I wanted to talk about. It is November, so on top of Native American Heritage Month, it is No Shave November. So if you guys decide to do a start and a stop and finish and send in, your No Shave Novembers, we can go through them and take some of the best beards and mustaches out there and show them on the podcast. I think that'd be a cool way for us to meet you as fans, and then two, to support a cause for prostate cancer awareness.
and for all my OnlyFans listeners, if you are listening in and you realize it's not November, please don't try to come to me.
And with that all being said,
Peace.
peace. Oh God, Connery, I love it.
I mean,
And name it Jeff. Go to lobby.